Hi, my name is Robert Dayton, and in the late 90s I recorded an album with Dan Behar and Julian Lawrence, and it has never been released on vinyl. In fact, apart from a small run of handcrafted CDRs, it's never been released, and that small run didn't even contain the full album. So for the first time, the entire album will be released. The project is called Points Gray, and I've had a lot of people ask me over the years about having it in their hands, so that's why I'm here with you today. The late 90s in Vancouver were a pretty interesting and creative time. Dan Behar had done his second Destroyer album, City of Daughters, around that time, as well as working with the New Pornographers, which was a group that consisted of members of Superconductor and the Evaporators, and Nico Case as well. Julian and myself had formed our group, July 4th Toilet, back in 1994, which is a pretty lucid group, and we were going pretty full tilt with it at that time. There was a random plethora of members, and we were definitely Canada's wildest and most unpredictable act ever, and we're still going to this day. We also hadn't really released anything by that point, apart from a few compilations. We were recording our first album, Something for Everyone, at that time. And I hadn't yet started the song and dance duo that I was in, Canned Ham. I approached Dan saying that the acid folk genre was a pretty unexplored genre at that time in the late 90s, and we were both fans of it. And I had a lot of downbeat lyrics. I wanted to turn the whole thing on its head and make it a bit of a downer album, and it definitely came out pretty damaged. We worked pretty easily together. The songs flowed pretty freely, and then Julian came along and provided a lot of atmosphere with guitar, banjo, samples and such. And we only ever played one show, and it was under the unfortunate moniker of AIDS, which was something that had never been put into band names at that time, but it also was in danger of overshadowing our music, so we changed the name to Points Gray, which was maybe perhaps a better name and a better fit for the music that we made. The album was recorded by Mark Gabriel at Method, and the album doesn't sound like any other album, really. It's a pretty distinctive album. It's very unique, and it's definitely inspired me with my further musical projects in terms of July 4th Toilet, Canned Ham, Hallmark, Wet Dirt. It's definitely informed my later work, and it definitely informed Dan for his This Night album with Destroyer. The album itself will be mastered by Josh Stevenson, who is an audio engineer and musician that I've collaborated with over the years as well in July 4th Toilet, and he's also mastered several projects, including the second July 4th Toilet album, early Destroyer demos that were recently reissued on vinyl, and numerous other works. He's also records of such bands as Sex Church. The liner notes will be by Kevin Cipriano Howes, who has done a lot of work in preserving the criminally undocumented Canadian musical history. He's done a lot of work with the Light in the Attic label on the From Jamaica to Toronto series, as well as Doug Randall and the Monks reissues, and Sixto Rodriguez reissues, as well as the Motown Mo West set of reissues that came out. Of course, there's a lot of perks available. The $30 perk, of course, is the album itself, which is only limited to 500 copies, so you'll be at the forefront of that. Further perks, of course, include the second July 4th Toilet album, and this is a limited number because there was only 500 copies made. It was Julian Cope's Album of the Month back in July of 2009. Other perks include the Canadian Romantic Doll, here we go, which is a character that I do, a YouTube series of videos of the Canadian Romantic, silk screened, double-sided, perfect for cuddling. And of course, a big perk, one of the bigger perks, is the album art itself. This is limited to one person. Anyways, as you can tell, we are all very passionate, both Dan and Julian and myself, in having this album see the light of day in the very best possible way. We really want you to listen to it and enjoy it. Thanks for your time.